Oh, hi. You there? Alright. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Michael. And this is the last video, I think, for now, that I'm going to make about Alpha 3.9.0. With emphasis on now the last moon, which is Calliope. Let me just start up the ship, warm it up, get some light in here, and let's get started. Now, in some ways, you could say that this moon here could probably be one of the most interesting moons that we will have in this release, because it has it has the most outposts. Now, whether you are interested in outposts or not, you cannot deny the simple fact that outposts give you a very good opportunity to refuel your ship, rearm, and all that. And while I'm talking here, I want you to notice something. The clouds down there, they are actually moving. Just think about the level of detail that CIG has put into this game. It is a game. I know that, for instance, something like R-Factor 2, which is also a pretty advanced and very accurate car racing or car driving simulator, has dynamic weather in it so that it can rain, it can do all kinds of different things, and it will change the look of the game when the weather changes. But that is a single planet. That is not even a planet. The maps that you have in something like R-Factor, they are usually confined to that area, so you don't model the entire Earth and then place a little racing track on it. You simply cut out the track, if you will. Leave some space around so that you can place some content. You can place tribunes and places and buildings and all that, so it seems like you're not just driving on a road in the middle of nowhere, but you actually have these kind of things, the buildings and all that. But the racing track in itself is confined to a relatively small area, so creating dynamic weather over that small area is to some extent relatively simple. In this case here, CIG has created not one, not two, not three, but let's count it, because it is pretty much, I think it's something like 11 moons or something like that, that all have dynamic weather. So let's take a look. Crusader, we have Selin, Daymar, and Yila. That's 3. On Hurston, we have Ida, Aberdeen, Ariel, and Magda. That is 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 moons. 8, 9. So we have Walla and Lyria. And now 9, 10, 11. We have 12 moons all in all with their own little dynamic weather. Delamar is not a real planet, it's a planetoid, or I actually think it's a big asteroid, but it's only like that. So it doesn't have any weather, any moons. It does have a little bit of weather, but not much. So, and I know that server-side object container streaming and object container streaming and all that means that at this very moment, if we said that I was the only person here, it would only be the surface, as you see it here, of Calliope that would be streamed to me from the servers. So in essence, you could say that all the other planets and all the other moons and all the other places that you could see here, they would only exist in the server at this point as numbers describing the weather and all that. So they don't exist physically. Well, they don't exist physically at all because it's in a game, but they don't exist physically in the game before Sorry, I just got interrupted by someone knocking on the door. But nevertheless, the point being that even though these objects that you can see here beside the moon that we're at now, Calliope, doesn't exist physically within the game as any other thing that numbers describing certain weather conditions and all that, they do need to have it in place in the server at some point. So when I reach one of the moons, it will also have the other moons. That will also have its own dynamic weather. And as you can see, the cloud pattern has definitely changed. Alright, so let's get into the discussion about Calliope, which is the final moon here. Now, one of the reasons why I said that Calliope, to some extent, is a bit more interesting than the other two moons is that, well, first of all, let's see, Euterpe doesn't have any structure on the surface yet, and by structure, I don't mean that it is a barren, flat surface, or as flat as the surface of a sphere can be, but I don't mean that there are no mountains and nothing like that. That's not what I mean. What I mean about structure here is man-made structure, so there are no outposts, there are no derelicts that we can see, that we can find at least, as far as I know, at all yet. There's no place that we can land on Euterpe to buy stuff. As you can see, if we zoom in, there's simply nothing. The closest we come to anything like that is the comma ray that we have here, which we also cannot do anything with. We can destroy it, and then we probably get a crime stat. That's all. So Euterpe is not very interesting in this connection. And Clio, which I showed in the last video, has 2 outposts. They are both research outposts, so they will probably both give the same output that you can buy, at least. And none of the ones that I've found on any of the moons as of yet have any landing pads, so you cannot land and rearm and refuel and all that. Now, I haven't, of course, checked all the outposts that I have on here on Calliope, but I have found out that one of these processing and also the mining facilities that I've been at, I actually haven't been at a processing facility because they usually shoot you down when you get there, as far as I know. But the mining facilities, they don't have anything yet. They don't have any landing pads, as far as I know. I haven't found any places where you can spawn your vehicles, and I haven't found anything, you can't buy anything there yet. The last time I checked. So that might have changed with the new patch. I'm not sure. We can check it out at least. So let's just set a course for shipping mining facility SMC A8. Let's do that and see what they got. Like I said, I'm here to show you how the moons are in this particular release, the Alpha PTU. And I know that, like I've said a couple of times, me outputting these videos at this point might be a little late and to some extent also a little bit uninteresting for you, because you actually have the ability to go in and download the PTU for yourself right now, and then you can also play the game. You can play this exact version of the game. It's not live yet, and it's still in the Wave 2 PTU. So there are probably a heck of a lot of bugs. There are a lot of bugs yet. And how they are going to refine those bugs before they go live, I can't say anything about that. Other than I truly hope that they will do it. And hopefully as fast as possible, because some of the bugs are pretty detrimental. Especially the bug where you really can't land. Where you really can't land at area 18 without your ship blowing up. Now you can land at area 18. And you can request landing and you can land your ship and it can go into the hangar. But the minute the ship despawns and you want to respawn it, then it blows up. So that is by any means a very detrimental bug. I would say, and since I don't do piracy, but nevertheless, in general, I would say that if this exact same thing had happened at something like, for instance, Grimhex, or perhaps even Levski, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But Area 18 is not only one of the major ports that you can land to sell your stuff, but it is also one of the major ports where you can spawn your ships. Now remember, as far as I know as of yet, the biggest ships, those can only be spawned at either Area 18, Dorwell, and I think also Delamar Levski can spawn big ships. But other than that, that's the three places you can. And I also believe, as far as I remember it, that these are the three places that you can select when you start a new character, at least in this PTU here. I'm not sure how and when and where they will possibly change that to encompass both Port Olisar and Grimhex and all that. But for now, the thing is that we cannot spawn anywhere else but that. That's just the way it is. Alright, so let me see, did I... No, I didn't turn off the light. Turn on the light, not off. Alright, let's... There it is. Oh, need to slow down very much. I think I'm going to slow pretty much down because I believe I'm going into the rim right now. Let's get the landing gear down.
Landing gear deployed.
As you can see, this outpost here only has these three buildings here.
Collision alert. Front. Collision alert. Front.
So you can't do much here.
Collision alert. Low.
Other
Collision
than...
alert. Port.
Whoa.
Landing complete.
Pretty tough landing, but nevertheless. Let's just keep it as it is. And... Oh. This is a bit weird. Let me put on my helmet. That was weird. Alright, I'm back again. I am really not sure what the heck was going on, but it seemed very weird. Like something was changing my output frame rate or lag of some sort in the game itself. Alright, let's check some of the outpost stations out here. See if I can find the one where you can trade. Because it's really hard to see anything here at this moment. Let's see. This is habitation. Let me just show you how they look, because they actually look pretty cool. Let me just get rid of that. There you go. So this is the habitation area. This is where people live. Chubin Interstellar. You can't do much of anything here. You actually can't do anything at all. You have bunks where you can sleep and all that. Pretty neat. But that was not why we were here. We were here to check out whether the trading content has been changed. And I don't believe it has. So let's see. This is what? Mining control. Let's try to follow this. There it is. And now you can see my water level is actually going down. I'm not sure why, what has changed, because my food level seems to be pretty stable. At 100%, yes. So we have this guy here. Let me see if he's talkative.
Something I can help you with?
Yeah, sure. How it's going?
I'm okay. Just working.
I know the feeling.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, he was nice. The last one was, we're done here. Now let's take a look. So, Aquila, see. Can't buy anything here at the moment. And I can't say for certainty if we can sell anything here, because it will only show up here if we can sell anything. But the station here, the groundwork has been made in order to get these things implemented at some point. I do know that many, if not all, of the research outposts, they do give the ability for you to buy at least medical supplies and stuff like that. And since they are new, the prices are relatively low. So let me see if I get on board the ship. It will behave strangely again, and still I don't know why this is here. What it is, but it is there. Let's call it down. Set little elevator. Yeah, it is something. Whoa. It for some reason seems like I'm desynced with the ship itself. When I walk around on it, I'm not sure why it does that. Oh, my food level dropped a little bit. So let's take off and see if we can, let's check out the other outpost that we have here. The ones I know that there's should be something on. Let's try let me see which one should be in the sun. Because we want to have sunlight. So Stanton is there. Calliope is here. This Riari here should give us something solar, some sunlight. Let's take off and see.
Quantum drive is now operational.
Alright, so let's visit this outpost here and see what it can give us. And then I'm going to do my usual montage flyby over the surface of this planet. Of course, this planet's surface is not nearly as interesting as Clio, because Clio actually did have, like I said, oceans, big oceans at least. But they were hard to see. I had to go outside the ship. Well, you have seen it, of course. But I would have to go outside the ship, and you could actually hear the water squelping around. It was pretty neat. And again, as usual, I would dispense of this part here because it's not that interesting. But the idea here is to give you an impression of the look and the feel and all that of the moon here. And that is why you'll go all the way from the top outside the atmosphere all the way down to the surface. Now, I will say this. I like making these videos. I certainly hope that you who are watching them like watching them equally as much, or hopefully equally as much. I try to make my content as full, as rich as possible. Look at that. There are more of those impact craters from asteroids. Pretty cool that they've put that in as well. I try to make, like I said, try to make my content as full and as rich as possible. But I will also admit that I honestly only see what I make here as some kind of a teaser for what you can experience in the game yourself. I would never ever try to convince any of you that you shouldn't get the game, you should just watch my videos. But I will make some recommendations for you if you are contemplating on getting the game. But I would always recommend you getting the game.
Rear. Collision alert. Low.
And
fuel is at 75%.
okay. I would always recommend you
Engines are on.
getting the game and playing the game. Let's see if that weirdness is still there. No, it's gone. Maybe it was actually a part of the planet's surface that was the problem. I could speculate that. Look at this. I mean, the reason why I would never recommend anyone to say, no, you don't need to get the game, just watch my videos and then you're set, is simply because as much as I try to make my videos as full as possible, full on content, full of the real content, give you the real deal and all that, yes, and I also really want you to get that feeling I have. I want you to feel how I feel when I play this game, as much as you possibly can, in any way. But the fact of the matter is that there simply is no substitute for you for getting this game yourself and playing it. There simply isn't. There's no way around that. Let's see if they still have medical supplies and all that. Yeah. So let me just get rid of the helmet. There we go. So we have agricultural supplies, stims, medical supplies, and waste. I haven't figured out what we can do with waste for the moment, but because the selling price and the buying price seems to be exactly the same. But nevertheless, medical supplies, $15.75. That's a pretty neat price. That's pretty cheap. Agricultural supplies, I'm not sure about that. Stims is also an okay commodity. The bigger the ship you have, for instance, if you have, like I have the in the PTU here, the Caterpillar, you can go with less valuable commodities because they will give you the same. They will also give you a good price, not the same price, of course, but a good price. All right, let's go out and walk a little bit around here because it's daytime and because it looks cool. This is one of the things that I like about this game above anything else, is it looks so freaking cool. It truly does. I enjoy playing this game to an excessive amount because I get the feeling of really being here. And that's one of the things that I have said many times. 2 seconds, I'll just change my encoder settings. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Just had to change the encoder settings because they seem to be overloading my system. I have them set at RGB. Now I have taken them all the way down to I420. I420, that is. The reason being that for some reason DaVinci Resolve doesn't like the 444 encoding option, or 442. I know it says 444. So even though it is chromatically not compressed. Oh, we have another one coming in. Hopefully it's a friendly one because I don't want to be stuck here. And the temperature, minus 124 degrees. That is extremely cold. Listen to this. Oh. Whoa, whoa. That's some landing. So there he was. That was the one I could hear. Alright, for the rest of the trip, I'm just going to remove the helmet. Like always, or like the previous videos, not like always, but like the previous videos, I will make sort of a montage for you. I'm not going to say anything. I think I've said all that I needed to say regarding this moon here. You can see that it has a lot more outposts, and I think that what is left for now is just for you to watch and enjoy how incredible nice this looks. And I really mean that because I think it looks so fantastically cool. And I will also say before I let you go, two things. The first thing is that that guy over there who tried to smack his ship on me might be a non-friendly person and might try to shoot me out of the sky. In that case, it will be a very short video. The other thing is the usual thing I give you. I think he left. The usual thing I give you. Like always, likes and subscribes, they truly always help me. They really do. And I hope I'll see you in the next video. The next video might be, I'll not promise anything, might be with the prison system. But the thing is that it is pretty hard to escape the prison even if you do it the right way, because like I said, you tend to lose or drop your mining tools when you try to pick up something, and then you're stuck with not being able to do anything at all. So I'm not sure I will go there, but I might do it anyway. Nevertheless, I truly hope that I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Takeoff complete. Landing gear raised.
Front. Landing complete.